demons out here. Stop music here. Enough time wasted. Enough. I'd like to say shalom, giving all praises to Yahawah, Yahawashi the Son. Also give a double honors to the elders of GMS, honors to the Akim, peace and blessings to the 1/3, you brothers and sisters that listen to Hope for the Lech. Who we out here for? The 12 lost tribes of the children of Israel. You so-called Negroes, you Hispanics, and you Native American Indians, man. Okay, we out here to rebuke you. We out here to tell you who you are. And we out here to warn you what's about to come to America, aka Babylon, man. Destruction, World War III, martial law, famine, and of course that economic collapse, man. What's going on in Venezuela, Puerto Rico, there's going to be more made government-sponsored terrorist attacks, man. All right, because they're going to bring in that police state. So the scripture says it's high time to wake up out of sleep, man. Because America's going to fall on all levels. All right? First precept, Psalm chapter 17, verse 7. Whether it's raining or not, the word of the Lord still going to go out, man. Because Satan don't take breaks. All right? Psalm 17, verse 7. Psalm chapter 17, verse 7. Show thy marvelous loving kindness, O thou. Thy savest by thy right hand. And who's thy right hand? Yahawashi, who you English call Jesus Christ, a black man, okay? Not that blue-eyed devil that was put up in the 1600s, man. Says Ray Bourget. Or to be more exact, in the 1400s, during the Renaissance period, okay? And he is coming back to save his elect, to redeem the remnant of you Negroes, Hispanics, and you Native Americans, and whereby people are scattered. Because you are the 12 lost tribes of the children of Israel, man. And like we keep preaching week in and week out, America was a place of our captivity. But now the Most High is doing marvelous things throughout this planet Earth. Okay? That's why we got death and destruction on all sides, man. And this new world order is coming to pass. And the centerpiece of that new world order is the microchip. That order through chaos, man. Like them attacks over there in London. It's funny, they had a movie about that, I believe a year ago, man. About London has fallen. Those are things that are hidden in plain sight. But only the elect men can see it. Psalm chapter 17, verse 7. Show thy marvelous loving kindness, O thou. Thou savest by thy right hand. And who's that right hand? Yahawashi, man. Only came for a certain group of people. The Israelites. Because we are the ones that received the promises. If it is nonsense past, man. I'm not going to speak out of that. Like I was saying, we're the ones that receive the promises, man. The covenants, the law. The Heavenly Father's not dealing with religion. He's dealing with a certain group of people. Alright? And those people are held captives in America today. So I'm going to read on. Save us by thy right hand, them which put their trust in thee, from those that rise up against them. And who's rising up against us? Esau, Edom. Read that again. O thou savest by thy right hand, Yahawashi, them which put their trust in thee, from those that rise up against them. And who's rising up against us, or who's about to rise up against us real soon, is Esau, Edom, man. Starting with the elites or the Jewish bankers. Because they're the ones that's really orchestrating things behind closed doors, man. The shadow government. Or what people ignorantly call the Illuminati, man. The enlightened ones. And part of their goal is to bring the world population down to 500 million. And they're mainly targeting you Negroes, you Hispanics, and you Native American Indians, man. That's why they're going to set up that police state. But they have to create certain events. And like we said, what's going on in London, you're going to have more false flag attacks in America. You had a shooting in San Francisco, all right? The UPS facility. The shooting in Virginia, man. Okay, that's all being planned, man. To take you idiots your rights away from you. The so-called civil liberties that you enjoy. Alright? But the Most High said what? He's going to save those that put their trust in him. And who we put our trust in? Yahawashi, man. That's the reason why we come out here week in and week out. And the other brothers and the elders that do this work, man. Condemning Babylon. Alright? And let Israel, you Negroes, Hispanics, you Native Americans know that the kingdom of heaven is for you. And that all your enemies and your adversaries, starting with the white man, aka Esau, he's going down, man. That's why America's falling, man. That's why its economic infrastructure is about to fall, man. There is no social, there's morality that don't even exist. Alright? You could draw parallels to the Roman Empire. The only thing these people care about is bread and circuses. Entertainment, you know. Like the fight coming up, Conor McGregor and Mayweather. That's all these idiots think about, man. Because they're not attentive or aware. But the Bible tells us what? Ephesians chapter 5, verse 14. Ephesians 5 verse 14. Therefore he saith, awake, thou that sleepest. And who's sleeping? You Israelites, man. Because you in a dead state. Like that movie Get Out, you in a sunken place, man. Because you in the valley of the shadow of death, Babylon. Okay, you're dry bones. But the Most High sent us out here what? To prophesy unto those bones, man. And he said what? Ephesians 5:14. Oh, wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead. Because without this word you're spiritually dead. That's why the scripture says, he that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead, man. And Christ shall give thee light, which is this truth. Because this is going to keep you stable when all hell break loose in America, man. Alright? Verse 15. See then that he walked circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Okay? The wise man knows what's going on, man. He's constantly watching. He's constantly praying. He's constantly examining himself. Alright? That's what we got to do, man. We got to walk circumspectly. We have to be wise in these times, man. See thou that he walked circumspectly, not as fools, all these people in the world. Like these idiots out here, man. Verse 16. Redeeming the time, knowing the time. Because the days are evil. We're living in some evil times. We're living in a time of Jacob's trouble. Okay? Like that tower burned in London, that was a setup, man. Okay? That was a setup, man. Ain't no refrigerator did that. All 24 floors burning. Come on, man. And what's the ironic thing about that building? It didn't collapse. The infrastructure's still there. So how did the Twin Towers collapse, man? A building of that magnitude. Because of a fire? Come on, man. They blew the buildings, man. Like we said, how come that tower in London didn't collapse? And all 24 floors was on fire? See, but these people, they believe anything because they're not circumspect like the Bible says. Okay? Read on. Read that precept one more time. Verse 16. Redeeming the time because the days are evil. We're living in some evil times, man. Okay? Your life is about to change. Because they're going to bring more terrorist attacks that's set up by the government. And slowly but surely, your rights going to get taken away. And they're going to put you in them concentration camps. Alright? That's not no far-fetched conspiracy, man. That's actually happening. That's reality. That's why they militarize the police. That's why Trump is cutting all that welfare, that SNAP, that Section 8, and he giving that money to the military and the police, man. Because he already know there's going to be food riots out here, man. He already know there's going to be insurrection out here, man. While you niggas are playing games and acting like a bunch of idiots, man. Gunning each other down. The real enemy is coming, man. We move on. Second Ezra. Them demons have to leave. Second Ezra chapter 9 verse 1. Going to prophecy. And this is our job. Okay? This is what the Most High set us up to do, man. To do what Noah did. Matter of fact, let me read that. 1 Peter 2 and 5. Let me read 2nd Ezra after this. 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 5. It says, Second Peter chapter 2 verse 5. And spared not the old world, okay, which was during the time of Noah. That world was destroyed by fire. But saved Noah, the 8th person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing into the flood upon the world of the ungodly. So how was Noah saved? By the foolishness of preaching. Okay, because that shows your faith. The scripture says we're fools for Christ's sake, man. So you can't have faith without works. The two must go hand in hand. The scripture says make your body a living sacrifice. Be instant in season and out of season, man. So we got a job and duty to do until the famine of the word comes. And this word is spreading. Okay? You got even dudes in the celebrity world waking up that they're Israelites, man. Now we are the people of the book, man. Now even Kendrick Lamar said it on his album. Now Kodak Black, now he knows that. Now we don't know if they fully sincere or not, but we're just showing that this word is spreading, man. Why? Because brothers had to labor out here on these streets and put it up on the internet. So I'm gonna read on. 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 5. And spared not the old world. So the Most High ain't spared the old world. He brought destruction on that world. And he's about to bring destruction on this one. He already is. That's why the Third World War is brewing right now as we speak, according to the book of Revelation. And America's going to be destroyed in this war. That's what we come out here to what? To beseech you Negroes, Hispanics, and you Native Americans to turn to the Most High while you still can, man. Because we know what? In times past, they mocked Noah until that destruction came. But read on. A preacher of righteousness, bringing into the flood upon the world of the ungodly. Oh, boy, I see Satan. I'm about to battle Satan today, man. I'm about to really battle these demons today. Verse 6. And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example unto all those that live ungodly. So how did the Most High destroy Sodom and Gomorrah? By fire. And America's Sodom and Gomorrah times 1,000, man. Now all 50 states is into sodomy, man. Gay marriage, transgender movement, emasculating men, all that wickedness, man. See, America didn't learn from the ancient empires in the past, even though they swear on the Bible. All right? Same destruction that the Most High brought in that old world, he's going to do it again. And I'm going to read it. 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. Saying them demons trying to block this word out, man. Oh yes, and a brother or a sister asked a question about the wilderness, you know, and I see if I, through the spirit of Yahawashi, will go into that as through the spirit, man. Israel's journey in the wilderness, man. In the past to Africa, all the way to America, and the wilderness in the future after the nuclear destruction. We move on to this. Yeah, man. All right, anyway, we'll go into that wilderness today. 2nd Ezra. That's a beautiful, beautiful scripture. Oh. Hold on 1 second. All kind of stuff on the floor. Anyway, 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. Salakia. 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. That's wicked as hell. That's wicked as hell. Got mad. Oh my. 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. Gotta let his dog take a sip right in front of everybody. Demons here, man. 2nd Ezra 9 and 1. He answered me. All these distractions, man, trying to prevent me from bringing this word out, man. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And we're measuring the times, man. See, these people out here, they're not measuring the times. Like it says in Ephesians, the 5th chapter, the same thing. Goes hand in hand. That's precept, linking precept for precept. All right. It says what? He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently. And that's what we doing. This was an action-packed week. According to prophecy, man. There's a false flag attack every week, man. And only a fool can't see what's going on, man. Because why? They're not measuring the times. See, we know what's happening. You got all these hoax, crisis actors. Some of them are real, like that Grenfell Tower. That was real, man. Okay, and yes, we know that was set up, man. And even if it wasn't, it's prophecy, Yahawashi, because of London gonna burn any damn way, man. Because they gonna get hit with missiles as well. This World War III is gonna be a global event, just like the other world wars was, man. But it says what? He answered me and then said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee, then thou shalt understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made, man. And the Most High is visiting this planet Earth. But how is he visiting the planet Earth? According to 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, he's visiting it with sword, famine, death, and destruction, man. Okay? The Most High is visiting this planet Earth with sword, famine, death, and destruction, man. So really and truly, like the elder said, we out here to save our own behinds, really. And to edify the elect. Because the Most High wakes up who he wants to wake up, man. We're just messengers. He has to unseal your pineal gland for you to understand this word, man. We know that the vast majority of people, he blinded. That's what makes the truth precious. Okay? This is that treasure in the field that's going to lead to everlasting life. Alright? It says, read on down, 7. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, which we've seen many earthquakes. Hell, there was an earthquake that hit NYC. There was an earthquake that hit Haiti years ago. Alright? And uproars of the people in the world. You got uproars right now. North Korea getting upset. Syria, Russia. You had the Arab Springs. You have Venezuela. You got uproars in North Africa. They took down Gaddafi. Alright? Now you got uproars in Puerto Rico, and you have uproars in London now. And of course, you've been had uproars in America. Alright, let me read on. It says, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, and even from the beginning. For all like as that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is made manifest. So the end is made manifest. How do we know that? Based off the prophecies, man. Okay? Verse 6. Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders, and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. And this is the point I'm going to bring out, verse 7. And every one that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works, just keeping the commandments to the best of your ability. And the main work is doing what I'm doing, man. Doing what the elders is doing and doing what other brothers is doing. Coming out to the highways and hedges. The main ministry is on the streets, man. Okay? Because ultimately that shows your faith as well, and I'm going to read it. Verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works and by his faith, whereby he hath believed. Works and faith. And part of the works is keeping the law, which they don't teach in these evil churches, man. They teach us that was done away with. That ain't nowhere in the Bible. Okay? The scripture says you're not going to be saved based on the law, but he said what? Shall we then void the law through faith? God forbid. Yea, we establish the law. So you're going to be saved based off your works and your faith. So that means what? You have to keep pushing this word, man. That's why the scripture says, Psalms chapter 2, verse 1. Psalms chapter 2, verse 11. Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling. So that means if you don't come out here and do this work, that means you don't fear the Lord, man. The scripture says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Okay? The scripture says serve the Lord with fear, man. And two-thirds of our people, they don't fear the Most High. Alright? That's why they eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. They into adultery. They into homosexuality. See what I'm saying? They be gangbanging, drug dealing, celebrating these evil holidays. All kind of evil under the sun they're into, man. And above all, they're following America, aka Babylon. They put their trust in oppression because they don't fear the Lord and they don't know what's coming. Alright? Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son lest he be angry. How are we doing that? By doing his work, man, because he gave a commandment in Matthew the 22nd chapter. To go ye out to the highways and hedges that my house might be filled. What house? The house of David. The elect. The 144,000, which is a very small number of the 12 lost tribes of the children of Israel. Alright? It says, kiss the Son lest he be angry and he perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are they that put their trust in it. So we putting our trust in the Most High right now. Alright? That's why the scripture says every man that's going to be saved is going to be saved based off his faith and his works. The two go hand in hand. And I'm going to go into the keys of salvation. Because that question was also asked on the comment board, man. Got to battle all kind of demonic forces out here, man. So I'm saying the noise, the rain, and this is why dudes don't want to come out on these streets. It's the main reason why dudes don't want to come out on these streets, man. Because it's easy on your keyboard, which we do the work of the Lord, sit downs as well, but you have to come out here, man. You got to be seen. All right. That's what I'm gonna read. Read that parable. I ain't read that in a while. Luke chapter 14. Luke chapter 14, verse 15. And when one of them that sat at meat with him heard these things, he said unto him, Blessed is he that shall eat the bread in the kingdom of the Most High, man. And Lord willing, we going to eat that bread in the kingdom, which is power and rulership over our enemies and adversaries. And ignore all this noise. You know what I mean? That's Satan, man. Trying to block this word out. You can't block this word out, man. This word gonna go out regardless. Verse 16. Then said he unto him, A certain man made a great supper and bade many, and sent his servant at supper time to say to them that were bidden, Come, for all things are now ready, and all things are now ready. The scripture says the kingdom was prepared from the beginning, man. Alright? And they all, with one consent, began to make excuse. And we see that. It's too cold. or my job may see me, or my friend may see me, or my woman may see me. So the hell what, man? Those people can't save you, man. The one you're supposed to be, I just read it, serve the Lord with fear and trembling. Okay? And if you fear the Lord, you don't care what other people think. What you're going to find out is that all these people's opinion is vanity, man. Because they don't know nothing, man. Okay? They don't know nothing, man. Their opinion is vain. And they can't save themselves. So why worry what they think? Alright? The Messiah didn't care what people thought. He did his Father's work until his death. We got to be in the same mindset, man. Okay? That's putting off that old man trying to please people, man. A lot of dudes don't want to come out here because they scared they looking funny in front of these wicked ass women, man. That queen of heaven worship that mangina spirit, man. The Lord ain't dealing with no mangina, man. He's dealing with men. Okay, that mama's boy spirit, you gotta kill that, man. Being effeminate. You being offended based on every little thing. Don't you know the reward you're gonna get is gonna make this look like nothing? Come on, man. So we don't care if people look at you like you're crazy. They looked at Noah like he was crazy. They looked at Jeremiah like he was crazy. They said Yahawashi, you can call Jesus Christ. They said that he was the devil. But guess what? All those men are men of the Lord. And they're going to receive their reward. Alright? We read on. Let's see them demons gone. We read on. It says, and send his servants at supper time to say to them that were bidden, come, for all things are now ready. And they were all with one consent began to make excuse. The first said unto him, I have bought a piece of ground, and I must needs go and see it. I pray thee, have me excused. So this guy, he bought a piece of land. And another said, I have bought 5 yoke of oxen, and so to prove them, I pray thee, have me excused. And another said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come. So all these men had excuses, man. They all thought they had a life in this world. And that's what that all boils down to. That's what the scripture says, he that loved his life shall lose it. Alright? You love your life in America, you're going to go down with it. Just like Lot's wife. And they all with one consent, no. Verse 20. And another said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come. So that the servant came and showed his Lord these things. Then the master of the house, being angry, said to his servant, go out quickly into the streets and the lanes of the city, and bring hither the poor, the mind. That's what we doing. That's what we doing. Okay, we on the highways and hedges, man. See? People are gathering, shopping, walking past. The Lord said to come out here. See, you gotta battle noise, the demons, the weather. This is where you gotta come out. You read on, it says, and the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in my house, may be filled. So that's what we out here doing. But for you guys that's making excuses, we're gonna read. He said, verse 24, for I say unto you that none of those men which were bidden shall taste of my supper. Meaning that they're not gonna get the kingdom, man. They're not gonna get that reward that the Lord promised us from the beginning. Alright? But all for us to get that reward, we gotta suffer, man. That's why the scripture says, Ephesians the 6th chapter. Matter of fact, let me hold that. In Mark chapter 8. Mark chapter 8. Mark chapter 8, verse 38. It says, Scripture. Mark chapter 8, verse 38. Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me. Them guys who didn't want to do the work, they're ashamed of the Lord, man. That's why they made excuses, man. You can't be ashamed of Yahawah Shimi Al-Shah. Yahawah Shimi Al-Shah is the one who gave you this knowledge, man. He's the one who woke you up this morning, man. And he's the only one that can shield you in the time of Jacob's trouble. The only one, man. That's why the scripture says it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. It's a fearful thing, man. It's dreadful. Because no one can save you from it. Alright? And that's why we coming out here to do what? Do the will of the Lord, man. Alright, let me read on. It says, whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation. And all our faith is going to get tried and tested. All these terrorist attacks, they're going to try to push us in the forefront, man. See? That's Esau's slander. That's his game. He's a master of deceit. But you can't be ashamed of the Lord in this sinful and this adulterous generation. Because that left-hand energy is at an all-time high. Wickedness is at an all-time high in America, man. But the men of the Lord, we gonna proclaim the truth, man. You read on. Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh in the glory of his Father and his holy angels. Oh boy. And you don't want that to happen, man. When the Lord cracks those skies open, you want to be a part of the elect, man. Because if you're not, you're going to taste his wrath. I'm talking to you Israelites. I'm not talking about the other nations. The other nations, anybody that's on the swords of America, that's of the heathen nations, they're going to be destroyed. Alright? Regardless, man. Salvation is only promised for one group of people. And that's the children of Israel. Which are you Negroes, Hispanics, and you Native Americans, and wherever our people are scattered. Alright? We read on Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 27. Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 27. It says, 28. Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. I'll read that again. Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 28. Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee, man. So we striving for the truth unto death, man. And literally some brothers are going to get put to death when this thing go down, man. When Jacob's trouble come, which is martial law, man. Alright? When they put your head in that guillotine, man. Because they brought that back through legislation. That's what St. John the Revelator said. He saw many that were beheaded for the testimony of Yahawashi. But if you're a man of the Lord, he's going to give you the spirit to endure it anyway. Like I told that brother and sister on the comment board, the toughest part of this truth is to endure, man. That's always the toughest part. Alright? So you got to strive for the truth unto death, man. And the Most High will fight for you, man. But the scripture says you have to put your trust in him. You have to have faith in him, man. Which that's the key ingredient to this truth anyway, is faith. And of course, your works. That's what I'm going to read. Ephesians. That's like, let me see. Psalm chapter 22, verse 1. It says, my power, oh my God, why has, and that's talking about the Lord, okay? This also proves that the Lord is written of in the Old Testament. Forsaken me, why thou so far from helping me, and from the words of my ruin? O my power, I cry in the daytime, but thou hearest not in the night season. I am not silent. But thou art holy, O thou that inhabitest the praises of Israel. Okay, verse 4. Our fathers trusted in thee. They trusted, and thou didst deliver them, man. They cried unto thee and were delivered. They trusted in thee and were not confounded, man. That's what the scripture says. Whoever put their trust in the Lord and was confounded. Okay? And there's many different accounts of, and in order to trust in him, you have to know his holy name in the Hebrew tongue. I'm going to read an example. 1 Chronicles chapter 5, verse 20. Then I'm going to go into the keys to salvation and Israel's journey in the wilderness. Alright? The things that we need to do in these last days, man. Forget these demonic individuals out here, man. Okay? They're the walking dead. 1 Chronicles chapter 5, verse 20. Going on. 1 Chronicles 5 and 20. Start from 18. The sons of Reuben and the Gadites and half the tribe of Manasseh, which are you Seminole Indians, you Native Americans, and you Cubans today. It says, of valiant men, men able to bear buckler and sword, and to shoot with bow, and skillful in war, were 40,760 that went out to war. So 44,760 men went out to war. And they made war with the Hagarites which are those African nations, those Canaanites, man, with Jetur, Nepish, and Nodab. And they were helped against them, and the Hagarites were delivered into their hand. How? And all that were with them, for they cried to the Most High in battle, and he was entreated of them, because they put their trust in him. And we're going to have to do the same thing. Alright? We're going to have to do the same thing, man. We're in a time now where you have to put your trust in the Most High, man. You can't put your trust in nothing else. That's why King David said this, Psalms 20 and 7. Which I haven't read this scripture in a long time. This has to be the spirit, man. Psalm chapter 20, verse 7. Alright, and this is an honor to do this work, man. The Most High gave you this word, push it as much as you can. Alright? Psalm chapter 20, verse 7. Psalm 20 and 7. It says, some